Hello and welcome to today's episode of Daily Current Affairs with Sathya sir. This is me, Sathya from IQ Ideas, as I bring you daily current affair updates and important news from a daily newspaper. I also point out interesting articles that you may read for improving your reading comprehension and, of course, point out good words for vocabulary. Today is the 20th of August 2025, and without further ado, let's jump into the main headlines from today's paper. As I open the page, the biggest thing is regarding new bills to be introduced in the parliament, according to which the prime minister, chief ministers, or other ministers are to be removed if held on serious charges. Now, that seems to be a pretty interesting news to read. So, it says in a significant move, the Home Minister Amit Shah will on Wednesday move a set of three bills providing for mandatory resignation or removal of the Prime Minister, Chief Minister, and ministers at the center and in states and union territories if, and this is the condition, if they have spent 30 consecutive days under arrest or detention on an allegation of committing an offense punishable with imprisonment extending to 5 years or more. So, in a move to improve transparency in good governance, there seems to be this move. But let us see how well it is received in the parliament and whether it actually gets passed and gets converted into a law. This says, however, nothing will prevent such a PM, CMs, or ministers from being subsequently appointed to the same office by president or governor upon their release from custody. So this is a pretty interesting bill which is expected. Now, the Representation of People's Act of 1951 provides for the disqualification of members of state legislature and parliament if they are convicted with a sentence of 2 years or more. And convictions for serious offenses such as corruption and drug trafficking result in disqualification irrespective of the duration of the sentence. There was so far no bar on ministers holding on to their office after their arrest, something which was justified on the ground that no one deserves to be punished until proven guilty. But of course, as they say, Caesar's wife must be above suspicion. So let us see where this bill goes. There are three statute amendments likely. So there are three statute amendments. One is the Government of Union Territories Amendment Bill of 2025. One is the Constitution, the 130th Amendment Bill of 2025, and one is the Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Amendment Bill of 2025. So once these bills are presented in the parliament and once they are passed, it would be interesting to understand what it is all about. Okay, now coming to the tariffs issue and the ongoing talks between various major countries like India, China, US, Russia, and so on. China has agreed to lift curbs on rare earth and fertilizer exports. So this should come as a major relief for India. So External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar's meeting with his counterpart Wang Yi sought efforts by both sides to address each other's concerns and interests, with Beijing agreeing to remove restrictions on export of fertilizers, rare earth minerals, and tunnel boring machines to cater to India's needs. Both sides also agreed to reopening border trade through designated trading points. So this is pretty interesting. Steady progress in ties, say PM. So in the inset, we have smaller updates where Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi has conveys President Xi Jinping's invite to Prime Minister Modi for the SCO summit. Modi confirms participation to arrive in Tianjin on August 31st for his first visit to China in more than 7 years. Wang tells PM there is new consensus on border management, maintenance of peace, and on starting boundary delimitation talks. and agrees countering terrorism should be given highest priority. So pretty interesting times in the Sino-Indian relationships. Okay. In other news, there is also a cabinet approval of the bill to ban online money games. Pretty interesting. As we move ahead, we come across the city pages, which can very seriously be ignored. City, nothing of national level relevance. So is the state page. We come to the nation page. Okay, so update, 1 crore plus males were sterilized during the emergency. The government informs the Lok Sabha. So from 1975 to 1977, when during I think Indira Gandhi's time, emergency was imposed upon India, and many people look at it as a black chapter in the history of our country. And there was to control the national population, there were mass sterilization drives carried out. So the government has recently informed the Lok Sabha that over 1 crore plus males were actually sterilized during this drive. It says over 1.07 crore people were sterilized during the national emergency from 75 to 77, exceeding the targets set by the then Indira Gandhi government by 60%, as the findings of Justice J.C. Shah Commission shared by the Union Home Ministry with the Lok Sabha on Tuesday. So people interested in the dark past of India can actually take a look at this particular article. Then we have a couple of pages for health and advertising, more advertisement and notices. And then we come to the next nation page, which again has just information on the upgoing meets and talks between India and China. And of course, Prime Minister Modi tell masses how Nehru betrayed India with the Indus Water Treaty. So talks, words being slung between the two major parties of India. We have the business page where there are a couple of interesting things. As you would recall, I had said that there was a bill to ban the money games. So the response of the industry is that real money gaming ban is a death knell for us. Now, what is a death knell? A knell is a bell. So, a death knell means something which heralds or something which indicates incoming disaster, doom, or even death. So, the Indian gaming industry, which till a few years back was seen as a sunrise sector, a new and upcoming sector, was shell shocked by the government's proposed move to ban real money games, claiming it will sound a death knell for companies. As certain drafts of the bill started circulating online, executives at most of the companies said they would need to wind down operations with no plausible source of revenue in sight. Okay, so there are some numbers, interesting numbers given, which says there are 400 companies in India, 2 lakh jobs, with a large number of them being tech workers, over 25,000 crore rupees investment, $3 billion in FDI, 20,000 crore rupees as GST contribution, and 591 million gamers. So this is going to be a big thing. Okay, there's another explanation article about rare earth magnets. Now, if you recall, one of the main headlines we saw today was, of course, the Chinese agreeing to lift curbs on rare earth minerals. So, this article explains what is so rare about rare earth magnets, what is the meaning of rare earth magnets, and what is the Chinese angle. So, definitely worth reading. A couple of days back, we saw a revision of the GST brackets. So there are a couple of articles related to that. One says top analysts divided on the impact of the GST overhaul. HSBC has warned of a $16 billion or 0.4% of GDP shortfall. SBI has projected a loss of 85,000 crore rupees. S&P has noted it is too early to gauge the precise impact. But in other related news, the GST tariff hopes lift the rupee up 40 paisa versus the dollar. So pretty interesting things happening even on the business page today, not just for students interested in economics, finance and business, but for all sort of people preparing for various exams. We come to my favorite, the center page with all its articles, where at top we have an article by Svetlana Kovalchuk, who is an executive director at Yalta European Strategy. Is this the beginning of peace? Monday's Washington meet indicates Trump can bring Putin to the table with Zelensky. A credible settlement between them will depend on Ukraine getting security commitments from US. So, a viewpoint of a columnist on the ongoing talks between President Trump with both Putin and Zelensky from Russia and Ukraine respectively. And let's see what happens as an outcome for the ongoing Russia-Ukraine conflict. Below that, Subinul Chatterjee, who works in the field of AI in manufacturing, has an article, Forget Chatbots, Lace Up for the Robot Race. Future of the factory floor is smart, built on AI and robots tailored to the specific needs of each environment. With its semiconductor and AI ecosystem rising apace, India has a real chance to take the lead. So AI, we have seen a lot of people, even I use it, but we use it more for tech purposes. But in manufacturing sector, the usage of AI coupled with robots, that should be a pretty interesting article to read. Coming to the left three articles, we have one on Trump and China. We again have an article about flattery and Trump. And then, of course, again a column by Jug Suraya, Second Opinion Humor, based on Donald Trump. So Trump seems to be ruling most of the center page today. We have a special article on how Muslim girls in Hyderabad kick down barriers with football. Should be an interesting read. We have a tech page in which the main article is mega GCCs are also the biggest value creators. So GCCs are global capability centers. Okay, training AI to diagnose scans like doctors do. So usage of AI in the field of medicine. So a lot of articles related to artificial intelligence and technology there. The global page, of course, focuses on Trump forcing a bilateral meet between Putin and Zelensky. And other updates on things happening. Nothing major except the Trump news. On sports page, no major big event happening. So small articles related to various things. An entire page, almost an entire page devoted to cricket, but again just articles regarding the upcoming T20, I guess. And that brings us to the end of all the news for today. So the big news, as I gather, is of course in the parliament we have various bills being tabled. Three interesting bills regarding union territories, constitution, and J&K reorganization. The proposed bill about removal of PM, CMs, and ministers if they are held on serious charges, issues between China, and so on and so forth. If you have liked the episode for today, hit the like button, share it with your friends, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so. Till then, this is me, Sathya, wishing you all the best. Have a good day.